Hi guys, Craig Cole here from InSync Finance. Just going to put together this little video grab because I want to discuss a few things and probably make this an ongoing little series that I can put online and onto Facebook so that I can communicate with my clients and future prospects and whatever. So pretty much talking about financial matters and the current economic situation in Australia and overseas, because it's all interrelated. So pretty much want to look at why interest rates are so low, why economies around the world are stagnating, political parties, why they're on the nose, poor yields on investments currently, high debt to GDP in most countries, meaning that they owe too much money as opposed to what they're actually selling each country. The deflationary environment, why are we in this cycle of deflation, meaning that prices aren't rising that quickly, and it's making it hard for everyone to actually make some money out of the whole economy. Low consumer and business confidence, again that all feeds into all this. When people feel like they're not getting ahead, they lose confidence, businesses lose confidence, people lose confidence in spending, and so the cycle perpetuates. So pretty much the reason why this is happening is because we've reached almost an end point of this cycle in regards to leveraging on money, or currency. So years and years and years ago, historically, money was in the form of gold and silver and other tradable goods. And then when they swapped over to currency, because it was easier to use, you could be divisible, you could divide it into smaller units, you could be paper. Currency took over, which was great for economies, and economies boomed. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a little presentation that I presented to a business group recently on my butcher's paper here. So instead of going for a PowerPoint, just go for the butcher's paper, all like nice and easy. And so money has been leveraged and leveraged and leveraged so many times that we've now got a huge amount of debt sitting over the top of the world. That's in every country. Australia's not immune to that. We also have a big debt profile there. So now this building debt is causing all this current malaise in the financial situation. So, and central bankers who trying to trade out of this sort of situation by printing more money, if you heard of quantitative easing, and going into trade deficits to actually try and get money out there and to get people buying in. So this has been going on probably since 2008, this situation. And it's not actually working. We've been trying to start the heart again, but it's just not working. We've ended up with this big pile of debt at the top of the world. Yeah, it's not good, and I can't see a real way out of it. So yeah, just as a bit more background, so we all know about the global financial crisis in 2008, where we had, it was an unknown sort of crisis, banking crisis, brought about by loans that were unsustainable, lent out to people, which actually, crashed on the shores of the financial markets and wiped out a lot of credit markets around the world. We're pretty insulated here in Australia because we had the mining boom on the go, so we didn't really feel it that much. But when that actually occurred, I pretty much thought that it was a crash related to previous crashes, stock market crashes where I'd lost money previously, like a lot of people. So 1987 I lost money there in the stock market crash, but the stock market's always exceeded its previous high, and so that proved to be the case, which it did quite rapidly once we got through the 1987 crash. Property prices went up, and we've had a number of property price booms and share market booms since then. So when the 2008 crisis hit, I thought it would be the same thing would be happening. But by 2009-10, I started to realise that there was an underlying problem of this capitalist system that was actually causing all these current problems. So we know that USA and a lot of the European countries have had negative interest rates since that period, and they're still pretty much down that way. The US Fed are raising rates, or trying to. There's not really a lot of stimulus for them to do so, but they realise when you've got rates down near zero, if they have another recession, which they're probably talking about, they've got nowhere to go with their interest rates, a bit like Japan where you go negative rates. So they're looking at raising rates. So 1987 we had the crash, 2008 we had the other big crash. I thought things were going to improve, but I didn't realise that this was actually happening, building this debt. So I've looked a lot more into that, and I've got a little presentation here which I want to just roll out probably in a couple of grabs, say 10-minute video grabs, just to give you a bit of an idea about that money that you have in your pocket, what's it actually worth, and where that money may be going, and why the system that we've built probably isn't something that's going to be sustainable in the next 5 or 10 years, unfortunately, because it's pretty much reached its end cycle. And what we're seeing now here with all these points is symptoms of this building debt. So what I'll do is I'll flick over a couple of pages, and then I'll start working through my presentation on that one.